on just about a daily basis, we're like, can you believe that these are our kids and that we get to, like watch these kids grow up and
You made your own people.
made humans. She's
Incredible.
actually the one that deserves all the credit.
Yeah,
I just literally
absolutely.
had sex and there they are.
You know today's guest as half of the act with the longest reign on the Billboard Hot Country charts. But now he's reintroducing himself to the country music community as a solo artist.
Yes.
Tyler Hubbard, welcome to Country Heat Weekly.
Good
It's so good to
morning.
see you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so first question. You've been doing interviews for years. Is it difficult or strange to be doing them solo?
You know what? It actually feels more natural than I thought it would.
Okay.
I have to talk a little bit more now because
Yeah.
we don't split the questions up.
Right.
But it's fun. I really enjoyed kind of getting to tell my story and talk about these songs, and it sort of feels like a new chapter, and it's a lot of excitement. So it's been fun to talk about.
I love that. Yeah.
So we have to back up. So
Let's back it up.
there have been a lot of rumors for a while, kind of like the will they, won't they questions
Yeah.
about FGL. So when do you think that you really knew that you're like, I'm going to do this thing on my own?
It's interesting because actually it was only about 8 or 10 months ago that I decided to do the solo artist thing and to dive in and make an album. But it was about a year before that BK came to me and said, hey, dude, like I'm really feeling led and called to do the solo thing and venture out on my own. And I have some songs that are really personal that I want to share with the world. And so I was a little bit surprised at that point, a little bit like, oh, okay. That's the direction we're gonna go. Let me process that. We had multiple conversations around it and really, made sure that's what we wanted to do. And I said, well, if we're gonna do it, let's go all in. Let's push pause on FGL. You do the solo thing. I'll just be a full-blown songwriter and I'll live the 11 to 4 Nashville songwriter life, which I love, and just raise these babies and have a good time. And so he did that, and it honestly sort of, like I said, about 10 months ago, I sort of, between my friends and my family and even BK inspired me in a way after hearing him kind of tell his story and, release songs that were him and more personal. And it kind of inspired me to do the same thing. And I looked back in my catalog of songs I had written over the last year and thought, you know what, I got a good handful that I'd really be proud to put my name on and be proud to record and kind of start to tell the world my story, a little bit more of who I am outside of FGL.
Well, and you said something that really struck me because people did know you as the band and as the brand.
Right.
And it happens, I know it didn't happen quickly for you because you guys were working at it, but when it took off like something we'd never
Totally.
seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, Cruise was so, everybody was like, wait, what's happening? I'm sure you were as well. But that kind of locked in this persona of who you were as a band.
Right.
Whether you liked it or not,
Right.
So there wasn't a whole lot of wiggle room to have your own identity within that.
Totally. And we embraced that. I mean, we were both 24 years old or something like that. And we were like, this, at the time, it was who we were. It was what we wanted to be. And it was, all we wanted to do was go have a good time, write songs, and play shows. And then we were like, hey, buckle up because this ship is taking off and it's taking off fast.
Yeah.
And we were it took all we had in us just to sort of stay on the rocket ship we were on, And like I said, it was an amazing ride. But I think between 25 and 35, as men, you really grow a lot. You really evolve. We really changed quite a bit from, being single 24-year-old dudes to now married with kids, with responsibilities and a life. And this new season and doing this outside of FGL, it sort of enables and encourages us to go deeper and to get to show the fans, hey, this is who we are now in our mid-30s. This is the music we want to write. This is the life that we're living. And like I said, it's been an incredible ride doing it together, but now it's re-energized us. It's given us a new passion. It feels like we found our passion again. So it's really even bigger than just getting to tell our personal stories. It feels like a very necessary, exciting thing to kind of recharge us.
I do want to talk about the first single, 5'9". Is Haley really that tall? Is she 5'9"?
Matter of fact, you're going to laugh at me, but she's 5'10", okay? I went home that
Haley's
night.
tall.
After I wrote this song, I went home and I said, babe, remind me again exactly how tall you are. I was hoping she was going to say 5'9". Because 5'10" didn't rhyme with a whole lot off the top of the chorus. And so she said, I'm 5'10". I go, Well, listen to this song. We're gonna go with 5'9", honey. No, I'm gonna have to make a rendition that starts at 5 foot because I've had a lot of people come up to me and they're not. I'm not 5'9".
Right.
Did God?
I'm 5'3".
Am I not the good stuff? I'm like, no, you are. I'm just no. I have a version that's 5'3", 5'4", and 5'6". So
Okay. Just
don't
put 'em in
worry.
there.
Everybody's
Well, gosh,
accounted
what about
for.
5'7"?
We're just gonna have to rewrite a little bit more.
That's the extended track. It's coming.
Yeah, that's the deluxe.
It'll be on the deluxe album. I just want to hear about some of the different influences that you've had and what we're going to hear on this project. So, like, are there people that you've collaborated with? Can you give us a little?
I'll tell you this.
sneak
I've
on that?
never done this before, but it's all 100% me. No collaborations on any of these songs, and that's also very intentional. I really wanted to just reestablish who I am, by myself, my voice, my story. All
Okay.
18 songs are all me, and I was a part of writing all those songs as well, which is, that wasn't very intentional. But when I sat down and looked at all the songs that I chose, I was like, wow, I wrote all these songs as well, which, for the point and the purpose of this project, to tell my story and who I am, I think it actually was important. So that's very cool. And then I also got to work with a lot of great writers in town who have become great friends. So they know me really well and could help me kind of articulate my story and put it to music. So
I bet that was fun to
Yeah.
have people that that are friends of yours help you focus in on what your voice needs to be.
totally.
And
And at first that was a hard thing because I went from, you could sort of say putting everything under the FGL blanket and just saying, oh, that's an FGL song, that's an FGL song, or this is just an FGL decision, or this is an FGL tour, as opposed to, so my personal identity wasn't as attached, which
Right.
made it more, well, I would say easier
Yeah.
to just kind of, if you're not careful, get a little complacent and just say, oh, this sounds like F. But once you take that away and you put Tyler Hubbard to it, it was like a whole new, I had to be like, oh, like, give me a second here. Let me figure out what this is. Let me figure out who I am, and let me explore. I've said it's it was a season of self-exploration for sure, and figuring out what is exactly my story. What is my legacy? What do I want to say? What do I want to leave? The first weekend that I wrote intentionally for my project after I decided, okay, I'm going to do this thing. I'm going to dive in and do a solo album. I took Kanan Smith, who's one of my best friends, and Corey Crider, one of my best friends as well, and great writers. Took them to the lake for the weekend, and we just hunkered down and wrote for 3 days. And like you said, they really helped me kind of a lot of conversation about what do we want to say? What's your story and what's important? And, how do we put that into music that's also fun and feels good? And how do we make it from the heart? So all that was really helpful. I'm super thankful for the community of writers here in Nashville.
Okay, so FGL is actually doing some tour dates this summer.
We
I think
are.
you've got 7 festival dates.
I think we
on
may
the
have
books?
10 left, actually.
Okay.
Which is great because honestly, we really wanted to have like a season of closure, if you will. We wanted to go play some shows and celebrate the last decade with our fans and celebrate it with the band and just kind of have that. And we were scared for a while because, like I said, we made this decision a couple years ago. And then we had like 80 shows on the books and a couple different tours, which got canceled and kept getting canceled. And we were just like, oh my gosh, like, are we ever going to get to play shows again? And then, then after making this transition, we were really like, we need to get back out and play some shows. So we had, I think, 12 festivals that we had committed to. And we said, let's go ahead and make sure we get to do those. So we're doing those throughout the summer, and we'll be finishing that in September. And then we'll be full-blown both doing solo tours. So it'll be fun.
Okay, so before we let you go, what would you say has been the most rewarding thing about becoming a dad?
Oh, man. There's so much joy and energy and light that comes with being a dad. It's one of the greatest gifts. I mean, me and Haley, on just about a daily basis, we're like, can you believe that these are our kids and that we get to, watch these kids grow up and they're like making us laugh, and it's just, it's really awesome. It's really a big blessing for sure.
You made your own people.
Made in humans.
Little humans. And also, we love you, Haley.
Yes,
Shout out
she's
to Haley.
She's
incredible.
actually the one that deserves all the credit.
Yeah,
I just literally
absolutely.
had sex, and there they are.
Is that how that works?
I mean, I didn't have to
Okay.
do much more work than that. It's
fine.
sad at this point.
That's a good point. Are we going to have these three in a band at some point?
I think
really
so.
okay.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean-
we're hoping for. We want like some kind of family band
I
situation.
think that would be that's a must. Yeah, we
Yes.
gotta figure out who's on what. But right now they're they're in the making for sure. I can already kind of see it.
Okay, we can too. We also would like reality show, but we can talk about it later. So it's all coming.
Talk
Man,
about it
congratulations on all the solo stuff. We're so happy for you.
So
Thank y'all.
happy for you.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
coming
Thanks
in.
for hanging and chatting. This was a blast.
Yeah,
you guys
I
are
love
awesome.
it. Come back anytime.
Yeah.
Let's do it.